This is a very serious issue which causes concerns that a course was set for the partition of Syria. We don't see the efforts to help resolve the conflict as soon as possible, but rather to help those who would like to make practical steps to change the regime in Syria.
Joining me now is Daria Bondarchuk from Moscow and Ahmed Al-Burai, who's been following developments from Hatay on the Turkey-Syria border. Let's first cross to Moscow and speak to Daria. Hi, Daria. Russia and Turkey are clearly on the same page here. Both are warning the U.S. strategy, which centers on supporting the YPG, is unacceptable.
Well, yes, that is correct. Russia's foreign minister holding a press conference now in Moscow said that the idea of the United States to set up a border security forces in the so-called de-escalation zone there raises concerns that Moscow is waiting for explanations from the United States about the details of this idea and how this will operate. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov also said that the establishment of such security units northern Syria will not help promote a normalization of situation in Afrin. So certainly, if these units indeed are implemented or put in place, Russia thinks that this would create conditions for partition of Syria in the future, and this does not contribute to de-escalation and helping resolve the Syrian conflict.
Okay. Let me cross to Ahmed Al-Burai, who can join us now from Hatay on the Turkey-Syria border. Hi, Ahmed. So not only have Turkey and Russia come out against this U.S. strategy, but Syria is now calling it an assault on sovereignty. Would it even be possible for the U.S. to implement a strategy like this in the area?
Well, Andrea, the Syrian regime, as you've alluded in the intro and in your question, had called it a blatant assault on its national sovereignty. And on the other hand, this kind of strategy by the United States is offending Turkey, its ally, and Russia, from the other hand, who are concerned. Turkey is basically concerned about the national security because, as you know, we've been discussing the issue of the YPG as the terrorist organization that threatens Turkey and doesn't keep a distance from the PKK terror group here. So Turkey is deeply concerned, doesn't want the United States to go on with this training program of more than 30,000 elements of these groups that Turkey considers a terrorist organization. And on the other hand, Russia is also interested in the territorial integrity of Syria. The problem is how the United States is planning to train these guys and how they're going to use them along the borders with Iraq, with Syria, and the Euphrates Shield. It seems that it's not applicable on the ground because of the reluctance of all the players on the ground.
So, I mean, we really don't have the details that the U.S. should be providing on this strategy going forward. Still, it must be making people in the immediate region very nervous. What are people telling you on the ground there about what could potentially come via the U.S. backing the YPG fighters there?
Well, we've had a chance to talk to many of the displaced people from Afrin, the territory that is basically held by these terrorist organizations, and they're telling us that they cannot go back. Now, the pretext was Daesh is there, Daesh is controlling these regions, and now Daesh is defeated. So why the United States and its ally, the YPG, are not allowing these people to go back? On the other hand, Turkey consider that these terrorist organizations are going to offer a haven to the PKK elements from Iraq and Turkey, and that would constitute a major threat to Turkey's national interest. All the time, President Erdogan was speaking about an immediate and imminent operation against them, but this time it seems different because Turkey is vehemently and adamantly stressing that they cannot allow this to happen by the United States trying to legitimize these kind of terrorist elements along the border with Turkey. This is a major contentious issue between the United States and Turkey, and it may escalate in the coming few days, because the mobilization of the military personnel and the hard equipment of the military is still ongoing and building up on the border overlooking this territory, Afrin.
Okay, Ahmed, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks so much for that, live from Hatay.